Welcome to another edition of Living Simply and Fun. Aaron, please tell our viewers, first of all, it was your idea for the new intro video.
Yeah, the music's only temporary. I'm going to look for something else. Anyways, I just thought it was kind of bland sitting there for 14 seconds doing nothing.
This is the Romeo and Juliet House of Capulet. Capulet 6x60 Magnum.
And first thing I'll say about this...
Please excuse the dog. Rumping.
First thing I'll say about this is the foot band and the top band are like glued to this little plastic piece that says House of Capulet, and I can't get them to separate. So, anyways, I'll slide that off. I'm picking up little to no scent on the cigar itself.
It's all one piece.
Oh no, that's three different. That's a separate band up here. It's just glued together. So, and I like to keep my band on, so with these I can't keep my band on. Don't worry about it. Oh, you're peeling it off. I wish I could say there was scents on here. I mean, other than a mild sweetness, I can't smell anything. What about you, Rita?
I'm picking up hints of dark earth and cocoa.
And to show you, there's seams. You can see some damage there on the front end of mine.
There we go.
More seams. Lots of veins.
Actually,
Actually, the seams aren't too noticeable. I mean, you could sort of see them there, but there's a lot of veins in this. This is the 6x60. I also got some damage here, which is a little crack at the end. Even though I bought these, I decided to give Rita the one that was better, at least had the better outer wrapper.
And I appreciate it. So I'm picking up a sweetness with smells like a little hint of
even
earth.
Even a dry hit on this is kind of producing no taste to me.
I'm picking up... He must be burned out of his senses because I'm picking up light honey taste on
I said, I picked up a light sweetness, but that's it. And even a dry puff, it's just slightly sweet.
I got something I need to do.
Oh, as usual. You're never ready at the beginning of these videos.
You didn't offer to fill this either.
Oh. Well, I have a can right there in my bag. Or it was. So I'm going to go ahead and fire mine up.
Thing is he knew I needed this earlier.
Sorry, I totally forgot.
He's a space cake. So, let's fire this up.
I guess we're all allowed to be at times.
6x60 Magnums. We will let you all know how this goes. So, these are highly rated. Some say these are hit and miss on some forums. You know.
We also have Montague to review as well, the House of Montague.
Because my depth press is shot. What do you think?
Looks like you got it mostly. Good enough.
First thing I'm tasting in this fine cigar is
butter.
Yes, it's a creamy cigar, actually. Creamy and tasty.
It's the only thing I'm picking up right now, pretty much, is butter.
I'm getting roasted pistachios, pecans, and almonds. Or walnuts, I should say, yeah. So.
Very mild flavor. It's nice so far.
I'm just fixing the edges here so they're even for even burn for some of you out there. I know some people don't like others trying to fix it every 37 seconds, so.
Kind of has a toasted smell to the smoke itself. And there's something sort of kind of fruity to it.
I'm picking up small hints of, I would have to say, a dark coffee roast. Like,
and we're getting totally different flavors here other than the buttery part.
Well, as I always are going to say in some of my videos is, even though you guys will get our approval or non-approval on cigars instead of giving a rating like we did, I want to say that for the record, we all have our own palates. So one person's palate might be different from another. One person might like something, another might not. So.
And that's another good reason why there's so many reviewers out there. One person, if you start to see reviews of cigars you've smoked and the reviews seem to be along the lines that you agree with, then more than likely you're probably going to agree with what they say about cigars you've never tried. So it kind of gives you an idea. Now, if you just go for this guy or that guy because they're the most popular, it might not match up with your taste buds, and you can end up smoking sticks he loves and say you hate them. I know that's actually been our point on at least one cigar with another guy. Trying not to go into names, but neither one of us really enjoyed the Banker at all. It was just way too mild with no flavors, nothing extraordinary about it. However, and a lot of people love the Banker.
However, just for the record, I would gladly take or try another Banker. I was looking at it the other day in Mike's Humidor, Evergreen, but you know, just so I can do a review on camera to say it for once and for all that it is good or bad, because maybe we got a couple that did not taste right.
Well, we did get them from a place that I didn't exactly like, and their humidor wasn't much of a humidor. It was more of a sitting room, and they seemed to be considering it a humidor, and their cigars were just sitting out where people could sit, and it's like either this whole building must be a humidor, and you couldn't smoke in it, but you could sit down and read in it. Kind of weird that a smoking lounge you can't smoke in, and the entire humidor is essentially their entire building, and there's no covers or cases or plastic or anything over any of the cigars, and they have a dog running about in there, and I didn't like the fact they wouldn't control their dog,
and I didn't like the fact of their
and I have a service dog, so I don't have a problem with dogs in humidors. I have a problem when you have an unruly dog in a humidor, and this was a long-haired, shaggy mutt. Big dog, too.
Black lab.
Friendly as friendly can be. It was a long-haired black lab, though.
Yeah, well, friendly as friendly can be, but still, you know. And from what I understand, unless, you know, your smoke shop that's you're buying from has these in the humidor, you'll know right then and there that they're getting it from Famous Smoke Shop, because these are Famous Smoke Shop.
These are exclusive to Famous Smoke Shop. And I'm friends with the guys over there. I never get any deals from them, though. But they're all a bunch of nice guys. I really like getting along with them and talking to them now and then. One of them just had a birthday the other day. I think Barry Stein. But I seem to be closest to Thomas Zuzecki.
I want to say
I think that's how it's
this is
Zeman.
a great size of stick.
Yeah, this is all they had when I asked, because we were getting a Montague, and I wanted the same size as the Montague, and they didn't have it. And so I said, well, what about this size? They didn't have it. And I said, how about this size? And nope.
What'd you get?
And I said, do you have the Magnum? And they're like, oh, yes, we do have the Magnum in. So we ended up getting the Magnum, and heck, we actually like the 6x60s quite a bit. So.
Well, what was the other one in the Montague?
I don't know. That one's a Toro, I believe.
Now, I'm not really a big fan of Romeo and Juliet except for their anniversarios, so, you know, for me, but that's just me.
Well, you like the Cuban, but they're not the same company, so.
Yes, we know that, but I'm talking about for...
I'm actually not a big fan of Romeo and Juliet either. Most of the ones I've had are just not that appealing to me. And I don't see why they're so overpriced. And these are actually really affordable. This was $7 a stick, I think. $7. And Romeos are usually like 7 to 15.
So we've lit this about 10 minutes. So far 10 minutes, and you can see how long the ash is. Well, look at the video.
Well, we're already 10 minutes in on the video, so and we lit up about 2.5, 3 minutes in. Anyways, we'll get back to you in the middle half of the cigar, let you know how it's progressing, because right now it hasn't progressed much. So,
yeah, so
see you soon.
Welcome back to the first third of the Romeo and Juliet House of Capulet cigar.
Yep. So far, I'm noticing a lot of cocoa and creaminess in this. It's very, very mellow and smooth. Quite tasty. The finish doesn't last as long as I'd like. Flavor's gone pretty quick, but what flavor there is nice. And there's a kind of a leafy spice flavor in here, like bay leaf, sort of. I would say bay leaf probably is the best way to... So, bay leaf, chocolate, and cream. And very smooth, very mild, very nice, gentle. I suppose if Romeo and Juliet was going to make one for Juliet, this would be a good choice because it is smooth. It is soft. It's almost a feminine cigar, but doesn't look like one being a 6x60. Flavor is very nice, though.
As a woman, I say a feminine cigar is an 8x6 or 6x80 barber pole by Oaker.
Yeah, anything strong and stout. That's what you seem to like for the most part. But this is so far very worthwhile. It's got a very thick wrapper and a very thick binder. When I cut into this, it left like a 1/4 inch thick wrapper binder combination on the back end of this from the hole punch. And so I can tell you that binder is a very thick binder. Which sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes I find that's a bad thing. With this, it works fairly good. The ash on this is heavy and thick and would probably hold very well. I just don't like to hold my ash on because too often I end up with one of those soft ashes and I try to pick it up and down it goes onto my pants or the carpet or couch or whatever, and I don't want burns and any of that stuff. So I find it just better to keep my ash tapped off. Rita's building hers though, and if you could see, it's kind of a funny looking ash too. Show her.
I was just going to say I got one construction error.
Well, don't pick
I
at
wasn't picking at it.
Don't lick the cherry either.
I did that recently, everyone.
You've done
in one
that
of my
twice.
videos, yes. One Christmas I did with too. So, anyways,
And I'm smoking this much faster than she is. I'm a good inch beneath her.
we lit it at the same time. So my overall so far is it is a mild to medium body, more like mild.
I'd
body.
say a mild body.
Yeah, this is my part of the review.
Forgot.
Not for Aaron.
I forgot.
It's got some creamy hints. It's got the coffee flavor still there. I would say it is a medium roast flavored coffee with chocolate and cream. I would say it's actual cream or half and half flavored over and cocoa. So in my opinion, overall, so far this cigar is a good cigar, mild to medium bodied. I would say this is one of those ones if you can get a woman to smoke a cigar, this would be it. But if you asked her try it for a first time, she might turn green. So just be careful. It's got lots of smoke output and it is got a good flavor.
Nice draw and not too many construction issues or burn issues, which is good. Rita's had some unevenness. I've stayed pretty much straightforward since the beginning.
But you all got to remember, when I do these reviews, I'm doing it with basically a bad eye, which means I have no depth perception and my vision's crappy. So sometimes,
When I first sparked this up, it wanted to burn very heavy on one side and didn't want to burn on the other side. So I actually had one fix right at the beginning just to try to get it to encourage it to burn even, and well, it's been even since then. So not razor sharp, but that's all right. Doesn't need to be razor sharp.
Yep. So in my opinion, so far from the initial to the first third, I would say the transition of it is very good and etc. And I highly recommend that.
Yeah, you look fine. As I said, your burn's a little funky, but it's nothing to worry about. So, anyways, we'll get to you in the final. Oh, and how long are we in? We started this at what time? 3:30, roughly.
I don't know.
I think it was 3:30. So we're 45 minutes in, which for me is burning a little fast on my end, but I'm enjoying it enough. I keep picking it up, and the finish going as quick as it is making me want to puff it more too. So it could just be that there's not a lot of finish on this, but that's okay because sometimes you want a clean palate puff after puff too, instead of just being stuck with the flavor for a long time. Anyways, we'll get to you in just a second here. Welcome back to the final third of this Romeo and Juliet House of Capulet. First thing I'll say is that in the final third here, the flavors have really picked up. The finish has gotten very long. It's kind of got all those kind of creamy notes and cocoa and stuff. It's just kind of dissipated. And this has got a lot of tobacco flavor and leather on the finish. It's no longer a mild smoke. This has gone from mild in the first 2/3 to being medium to full in the final third. Very nice cigar. I like the fact the flavor has changed. It's kind of woke me up, brought my interest back into it.
Me?
And would I recommend these? I'd recommend giving one a try, that's for sure. They're not too expensive. And for the price, you can't complain too much. We're at almost 2 hours in on this smoke, which is very nice and quite enjoyable. And this is the 6x60 Magnum. Rita?
From the half to the final third, I would say it was transition nicely, as Aaron said. It's the the hint of cocoa and earth and stuff, you know, like I was talking about, is tapered off. I'm getting more of a, and the creaminess is still there, but now it's a creamy pepperiness. It's got a hint of pepper in it, and I would have to say the finish is smooth. I like it, and it does have some small hints of leather notes.
One thing I'll definitely say about the cigar is the fact that it goes from the first third kind of being buttery and creamy with very little other flavors to the middle part being kind of cocoa and cream with, you know, again, you know, those kind of buttery notes, but not too much. And then coming to the final third and just getting kind of leather pepper, and it's changed as the cigar has gone along. This has been a very progressive stick. It's almost like smoking 3 different cigars in one. And it goes from being mild to medium full. So I definitely like that. It's a unique cigar, and it keeps my attention on it. And it does have some kind of funny burn issues. The ash kind of has an odd appearance, and every once in a while you just get a little run to one side, but I haven't found any of those to be real problematic. As I said, I've only had one fix, and that was right at the beginning, and since then it's been nearly a flawless burn. So my whole thought is this is a very, very, very nice cigar, and maybe one of the better Romeo Juliets I have ever smoked in my life. So if you happen to like Romeo Juliets, this is definitely worth a try. If you don't like Romeos, like me, it's still worth a try because I've enjoyed this one thoroughly.
Me?
Yeah. Any last words?
First of all, I gotta say, price point was great. In my humble opinion, I'm going to say the cigar is worth trying, at least if you get a stick. I'm going to say, for the money, between May and December, I will be buying a box of these.
See, she's really enjoying it enough to buy a box, and I think they're going for about $89, $90 a box for 20, and yeah, a stick is $6, and you can buy single sticks on Famous. So if you don't want to buy a whole box, you don't want to buy a 5-pack, you just want to give it a try,
put it towards your order if you're going to order from Famous, because in my opinion, you know, this is a good cigar, and I want to say, because Aaron hasn't said it, this cigar, in my opinion, has interested me for a long time. Has it done for my expectations and the hype? Yes, it has. This has been a cigar I've been hyped since I saw it first come out on the market.
Yeah, when it was brand new and it was in Famous's catalog, Rita's like, I want to try this. I want to try it. I want to try it. I want to try it. And there was a 5-pack deal they had with a Herfador, and Rita's like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. But it never worked out. So now she finally gets to try one. And one final word from me is, do make sure to watch our House of Montague review. It will not be up until at least tomorrow, because we did this one first. But if you're thinking about just buying a single stick of this, you should watch that review so you can see if you need to buy 2 single sticks and make it a little more worth your while to buy something from Famous if you don't shop there usually. And no, you won't find these on CBIDS. From what I can gather, CBIDS is run by Cigar International, and since this is a Famous-only cigar, I really doubt you'll find these on CBIDS. So it probably will mean buying from Famous at least 1 stick. If you
and I do want to say, for the final part for me is, please also look, and I'm going to try eventually to get it maybe in May or something, but right now we got a Hoyo de Monterrey Excalibur type cigar, 150th anniversary. I'm very hyped about that, so please look for future video on that one too.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with this package, and you can get those on CBIDS and Cigar International.
Now, as I said in the beginning,
Cigar.com. You can find them at your local shops. These you can't find, I don't think, at your local shops unless they happen to be buying from Famous.
that's what I said. Now, my final thing is I've smoked every Romeo out there except for the Romeo and Juliet Havoc, and or no,
Yeah, you haven't
Havoc
had a Havoc,
or the Media Noche,
and you have not had a Romeo either.
Anyways, I based the Romeo and Juliet off of the Habano-made oily wrapper of the Anniversario, which is, you can get them in single sticks, 5-packs, or 28-count boxes. I prefer to get a box of those.
They're hard to find,
days.
though, it seems.
I know a couple of places that sell them, but you got to look for them.
So, anyways, I got nothing further to add, so that's been this video.
Yes. So please subscribe, please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions. Enjoy every puff.